Welcome back to Grandma Sims. Don't forget to download the show from the gallery and follow along. Let's decorate and have some fun. Okay, so at the end of the last one, you can see we did our computer lab, our computer classroom. We're going to do the owner's loft now. Now, a loft is usually considered open concept living, and especially in this industrial build. You're going to want to think it has high ceilings, it's got those exposed pipes we've talked about, and it's going to have these big windows that we're using throughout the rest of the factory. This loft, it's other than the bathroom, it's not going to have any walls. It's going to just have zones. So you're going to have your kitchen, your bedroom, which, your living room. It's all one room. It's just one open concept zone. So it's just going to be a mix of everything. This, I'm using, of course, industrial vibes in this owner's loft to keep with the building. Maybe they took some of the stuff from the rest of the building and put it in here. This could have been maybe the original building owners' offices or something like that, converted into this owner's lounge or this owner's loft. Just trying to figure out the kitchen here. I knew I wanted those cabinets. I'm not sure if I stay with this. Maybe I do, I'm not sure. I'm not sure of anything in this kitchen because it changed quite a bit before I was done. And again, I don't know if you saw when I spun around. I'm sure I'll spin around again. You get to this owner's loft from that walkway out there. So lofts, as far as industrial lofts like this one, again, started in New York City. Everything kind of starts in New York City when it comes to design styles. But this would have been probably in the late 70s in the Soho district, which is where all the affordable warehouses were back then. I mean, they're not now. I mean, it's ridiculous how much they get for, 500 square feet of apartment in New York. But back then, lofts, people were buying these, one floor of an old abandoned factory building and turning them into these lofts. Like this, one big room, very open concept living, and it, of course, it became a trend. And that's kind of what I'm going for here, is still that trend. Of course, not New York City prices, but even in the Sims, this owner's loft is gonna be a little pricey. I didn't go cheap. I don't think I ever. Well, yeah, I can go cheap, but I didn't go cheap on this one. I figured I'd use the industrial table that we had from down. Yeah, those curtains aren't right. From downstairs with the chairs. Maybe we got a deal on them, all of them. And so we put an extra one up here. It is one long space, and it can be daunting to take a look at this space and go, oh my Lord, where am I going to put everything? I knew I wanted the kitchen by the front door, but then what do you do? Where do you put the bed? We're going to start with the bed over here. Again, went with the industrial loft kit. Now I remembered, oh, we're going to need a bathroom. We're going to need our own bathroom. We don't want to share the bathroom downstairs with customers. So now we need to put in a bathroom. So which way do you put the bathroom? This all becomes very personal decisions, how you want to put things or how you want to place things. This one, I move this room around so much that in the end, it's unrecognizable from where we're at right now. I would have to count the squares. I'm not sure if this is considered a tiny space or not. Um, I sure would consider it a tiny space, but I'd have to count the squares and see. Of course, that doesn't much matter in this build, but you have to, your mindset has to think about it like a tiny space. Like, how much can you realistically put into a tiny home? You want to put everything in a tiny home. You know, you want a kitchen and a living room and a bathroom and a bedroom. You want all the things that your Sims can do in a very tiny space. It's a challenging way to build, but it's very fun and very rewarding way to build. And that's what we're doing with this space. I believe the bed's gonna stay at this location. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that that divider is not. The other thing is walkability. You want to make sure in these tight, tiny spaces that your Sims can get around, that they can walk around. Very important, because otherwise they're going to be waving at you saying they can't get to something. And we know we don't want that. So this is the position of the bed that I finally settled on. And yes, did I put half of that canopy in the wall? I sure did. It doesn't line up perfectly with the bed. You could see that if you look at it. It's not lined up with the bed frame. So it made sense to me to put some of it in the wall. But I thought this canopy over the industrial bed would, if you close the curtains, it would give you the sense of that being a room. Even though this is open concept, when you're sleeping at night, that would give you that comfort vibe, that you're in a room. And if you're not claustrophobic, obviously, but it would give you that comforting, cozy, snuggled up in bed feeling, which I think is, helps when you live in a open concept loft, is to get that coziness going. Yeah, I knew those were gonna go. Really? Country blinds in an industrial loft? What was I thinking? Actually, I probably wasn't thinking. So you're going to want to make this owner's loft, obviously resident private, so that the Sims visiting this lot and going to the computer lab or the cafe or wherever they're working at, so that they're not coming into your space using your bathroom. That's the reason to have your own private bathroom. And mark the other spaces as public for the Sims. So that way your Sim can come here, they can get away from the hustle and bustle of what's going on downstairs. If you've got really good employees, hopefully your business is running smoothly and maybe it doesn't need a lot of your personal attention except for when you want to give it. Obviously you want to go meet the people that are coming to your business and you want to run some classes, but sometimes you also want to get away, and this is where your Sim can do that. Now I put the double bed in so you could have a couple as the owners here. The other thing that I was thinking, and is totally a possibility, would fit in this space, would be to put the loft beds or the bunk beds that have the single bed up top and the double bed at the bottom. That way you could have one more sim living here if you wanted to. I didn't really make this a kid-friendly environment. Unless maybe you had an older child or a teen. Like I said, you could get a third sim in here. That would be a choice that you'd have to make. Or, you know, if your family does grow beyond 1 or 2 sims, something you can totally look into. So this is just going to be a basic bathroom. Nothing fancy here. It's not high tech. It's not any of the things that we have downstairs. Like I said, this could have the original owners. This could have been maybe the original offices or something like that. So maybe this bathroom was original to the building, and all we did was maybe update the walls and the floor, but maybe not so much the fixtures, just so that, you know, we did so much with the rest of the building. Maybe when it came to this, we're like, we good. We good. Money's running low. We good. We'll just put some paint on it. Just your basic bathroom. Well, we don't want toilet paper outside. We want it over here. And always an extra roll. Sims don't spend, well, unless they're woohooing in the bathroom. Sims don't spend a whole lot of time in the bathroom. I think we decorate bathrooms more so for us than for them. And that's fine. I think all the decorating that I do is more so for me than for them. I make sure that it's workable for them, but I make sure that it's pretty for me. So we have this little space at the end of the hall, and originally I was thinking of putting a desk in here, and putting a computer on it. Believe it or not, I was going to do that. I thought about my very favorite table. There's a lot of possibilities on this end piece that you could put. You could put a closet. It is a one-tile space, and a closet would totally work here. Like I said, you could put a computer desk here with a computer on it, next to the computer room with all the computers. Just saying, that's a lot of computers. Chair, another chair with a table, but I did put the chairs and the table with the reading books in what is the living room, so I didn't really go with that, but it is definitely a possibility. I had thought maybe art easel, but there are so many activities on this lot, like so many activities on this lot, that I didn't see my sim needing to do any art, any painting, so I left it out. I'm just trying to show you that if you have a little space like this, don't ignore this little space. This little space can be so many things. My little space here is completely decorative. I didn't need to do an activity in this space because, like I said, the rest of the building is so full of activities. I just didn't need to do an activity in this space. So I made it purely a decorative space. And are they useless in The Sims? Yes. Like I said, do we decorate for us or for them? Well, for me, completely, and I love it. The little candles, the little books at their shelves, little photos, purely decorative, just really cozy. It makes the whole space feel warm, loved, lived in. These antique photos on the wall, they fit this vibe, this space. I put the TV in that has the art picture, the girl with the flowing hair. That fits this space. Very industrial vibe, but also a TV. You can put some more lighting in under the kitchen shelves. These LED lights that we got have worked out fantastic for lighting up counter spaces under the shelves. Then we're going to clutter up our shelves. Some juice, some coffee cups, bits and baubles, kitchen things. Now we're just pulling out. I like to go through the clutter department here. If you want to call it a department. We'll scroll through the clutter department. And just pull out all the things. And as I'm pulling them out, putting them where I think they belong. Sometimes I go room by room with my clutter. Sometimes I build the whole place, the whole house, the whole factory in this case, and just clutter every single room at the same time. So I could be cluttering this room and then, oh, look, I found this. I want to go put this in the bathroom. Oh, wait, no, I should go put this outside. Oh, clutter all over the place. And I have been known to do that, and I'm sort of doing that here. I'm finding things that I like, and the clutter is kind of going everywhere now. There's her keys. I'm gonna put those on the table. She's got a little cookbook. I put all her gaming stuff over here under the TV. She does not need dentures yet, or she or he. Broom would be good. Just more clutter. This is a home. This is lived in. You know, they live here. This isn't some sterile environment. Oh, that's not right. Who did that? Okay, me. Ha ha ha. We'll get it. We'll get it. But, you know, look around your house. Look around your friend's house. Look around anybody's house that you are at. What kind of clutter do they got? What kind of decorations do they got? What kind of pictures do they got on the wall? Or they don't have anything at all. Any of these options are the right option. You don't have to do a lot of clutter. You can do all the clutter. You can go through the catalog and put every piece of clutter in there that you want. It's your build. They're your Sims. There's no wrong way. And I like to believe that these milk cartons are empty. They've been washed out. They do not stink. They are just decorative purposes, not sitting around full of moldy milk. Right? Right. Putting in those photos, another of my favorites. I have so many favorites. And this is our owner's loft. I hope you like it. Remember, keep it creative, keep it cozy, and I'll see you for the next build.